Hi, hello, this is Benjamin from Telheim, and today I want to show you how to sculpt a basic face in Nomad Sculpt within 30 minutes. It's nothing fancy, just techniques I assembled over the last weeks and months. So let's jump into Nomad Sculpt. First, we are going to delete the sphere that comes in when we fire up a new project, and we're gonna put in a simple sphere. We validate it and turn to the right side orthographic view. We take the mask and we're going to mask the part of the jaw. We invert the mask, we take the gizmo and pull it a little bit down. That's our jaw. We delete the mask and then we're going to move around our head, because a head is not round. The jaw or the chin is a little bit more down, and the face is rather flat at first. So we move around till we have the head we want. So if we change to the front, we can see this is still too sphery, and so we're gonna push around with the move tool till we have an organic form that fits our needs. Pushing, pulling with a big brush. Always consider that symmetry is on. Okay, looks a little bit better, but not good enough now. We're going to push in the chin or jaw area a little bit. Okay, pushing around, pushing around. Having a look from all the sides until you feel, okay, that could be the thing. You can do any shape of head you want to. Of course, it's up to you. Now we're gonna remesh the whole thing, not too high. I take 200. Voxel remeshing. There we are. Now I want to mask the place where, I don't know how it's called in English, where the sunglasses sit, or the glasses will sit later on, the place between the eyes. We're just gonna mask it out. It's narrow, it's not very broad, and then we're gonna change to the right orthographic view. I take the profile tool in the curve mode, and I draw a cutout for the eyes. Because it was masked, the place where the sunglasses sit are not cut out. I delete the mask and make a smaller cutout just for the sunglass place. Then I take a cube and I'm going to put the cube in the place where the nose will be. That's going to be our nose, indeed. Turning around, making it that big as the mask was before. Turn around, turn around. Don't bother that this nose is square. We will gonna refine this later on. Just turn around until you have a nose that is okay for you. Turn around, turn around. And when you think, okay, this nose fits my needs, you're done with the nose. Not yet really, but later on. Okay, this is a little bit too broad, I think, but I'll leave it like that. We take a sphere, and with this sphere, I'm going to make the nostrils. Just put them on the side of the nose. You can make it big, small, whatever you like. A little bit more up, a little bit more down. Depends on your character that you want to model. And when you think it's alright, you're just gonna mirror it. That's rather easy. Okay. Boom, it's mirrored. So we select everything and jump over to voxel remesh. Take a little bit higher number. I take 250 and we voxel remesh it. Now we can take the smooth tool and smooth out everything. Okay, starts to look a little bit like a face. At the middle of the nose, smooth a little bit more, because the nose goes flat into the face and not too harsh. But for the moment, this is okay. So we take the move tool and we pull back a little bit in the right orthographic view the eyes. Okay, we have to correct this, and they went a little bit in. So you're just gonna model the space of the eyes as you would like to have it. Pull out. Seems there I made a little mistake. Okay, I just went back and made the same process again. Okay, just forming out the eyebrows, where the eyebrows will be, and how wide the eyes are going, and the bow of the cheeks. And when I think, okay, this is nice, I'll add a sphere. This sphere I make a little bit smaller, because it will be kind of the measurement for the eyes. I put it on the height where the eyes will be and make it that big as I want the eyeballs later on to be. I let it in the middle and make a clone of it and pull the clone out. The middle one is just for measuring purposes, because the eyes are one eye a part of each other, so I can delete the middle one after I have mirrored the right one. I pull them back into the head and I pull it back as far as the eyeball is exactly in the middle of the head bone structure and the nose, so that they don't stick out. So when they're sitting right in the face, I just clone it and make this clone, the new one, in the mirror a little bit bigger. I'm going to validate it in orthographic view, and with the rectangle trim tool I delete the half. Now I can turn that half sphere with the gizmo a little bit up. I make a clone of it, and the clone I turn a little bit down. It's easy. I adjust it with the gizmo This is the under part of the eye. I adjust the upper one, the eyelids, so that it fits my needs. Adjusting with the gizmo, okay. Looks nice. I want it to be a little bit more bigger, and so I pulled it out a little bit with the gizmo. Okay. I take the move tool, and for shaping the eyes, I'm going to shape down the eyelids. It's just pulling and pushing, pulling and pushing. Nothing fancy, till I have the form of the eyes that I want to have. I do this with the upper half and the under half until I like it. Eyes are not symmetrical in itself. You can make a wavy form, and this is at the end gives the eyes the characteristic. I take out the sphere that is for the eyeballs. I group everything else and voxel remesh everything else with 300. It's remeshing. We didn't lose anything, and I can smooth out what we have until now. Just smoothing it out a little bit. It's just for the feeling. Oh, the pupil is not mirrored anymore because I took it out of the structure. First, yes, I'm going to work a little bit at the nose. It's a little bit hooky, and I think it's too broad, so I'm gonna narrow it, even the nostrils. I take the crease tool just for the feeling. I make a little crease at the nostrils, creasing a little bit around the eyes. It's up to you. You can always crease and smooth and crease and smooth. So it gives you a better feeling of the face that you want to model. Okay, maybe. That's it. So I'm going to make a little bow with the brush tool in adding mode. I'm going to make a little bit more material on the eyebrows for extreme expression. Pulling the cheeks a little bit around with the move tool. Smoothing it out, smoothing, pushing, pulling, creasing. Turn around, having a look from all the angles. It's very important. And now I'm going to model the mouth. I take the brush tool, not too broad, and I'm just going to paint it on. And this will not be the mouth, but the mouth is not flat. It has a little bit, it's roundish around the face. So I'm just going to add material around the place where the mouth will be. So, really ugly mouth. And flattening it out, but it gives me the place and the material, and it's rounded. And it's not as flat as the face was before. So this new mouth, I'm just gonna crease in the mouth that I want to have later on. Now, it's very broad. We can correct this later. But as you can see, an orthographic front view now, with the crease tool, I'm in very thin and in sub mode. I'm just going to pull in the lips. Okay, this guy is a little bit thump because the underlip is quite far out than the upper lip, so I have to pull it a little bit back with the move tool and pull out the upper lip with the move tool from all angles. And now you can see the mouth is really round or roundish, and this is nice. It's a little bit too big still, but we can correct this with the move tool. Just pull around till you think, okay, that's nice. Smoothing out the edges a little bit, and boom, it's kind of a kissable mouth. I take the brush tool and I make a chin. Chin, just doing the fat, the fatty wobbles at the chin, 2 big bubbles, and smoothing them out so the skin, the chin gets more expression. There's a little crease, smoothing it out a little bit. Okay. The sphere from the eye, from the pupil, I'm going to duplicate so it looks a little bit more human. Having a look from different angles. Okay, we're working on the nose a little bit. It's kind of a three, not a quadrangle, a triangle. As you think the nose could be. Make a triangle a little bit, and with the brush tool in negative, you can paint in the nostrils. You see, I'm always changing between smoothing, creasing, moving. Here I moved the cheeks a little bit more forward, the skin also, and I'm going to move and smooth around the jaw. And have a look at this. The eyes far too wide out, the lids, so I'm going to pull them back, and I can form them again a little bit more. As I told you at the beginning, there's nothing new and fancy. It's just a technique to make very, very quick face. And it's just basic. But maybe it helps you with proportions and techniques. I hope so. Okay, I think the nose is too broad. Oh yes, it is. So I'm going to narrow it with a small move brush so then that I don't affect the eyes too much. And I'm creasing a little bit more in the mouth. You can spend hours with a face, of course. If you want to have it look like somebody that is known, a celebrity or something, you will spend much more time on doing this. But maybe you just want to have a character that is standing in the background that has to be an original and nothing just bought, no close-ups or whatever. So for this, this technique is very, very fast. And I did not invent those things. I learned a lot of Erika Kassab from Small Robot Studio. I leave a link in the description, who's really a great teacher about sculpting and modeling. Okay, we're gonna make the ears. Just painting a mask where the ears could be. Invert the mask. Make it sharp. Sharpen it, yes. This is just a basic ear. You can spend a lot of time for ears. If you have a close look at ears, they're very complicated in it, but with this technique you can make very, very nice ears and even exacter ears than I'm doing it here now. Take the grab tool and grab the ear out of the head after having inverted the mask. So the ear is coming out. You can shape it around with move and grab. And afterwards you're gonna flatten out or smoothing out. Okay, I did a remesh. It's still not very high, 450. You want still have the smooth tool to affect the whole geometry, and not having the smooth tool just to smooth out details. So if you like that, if you smoothing out, it should affect geometry really, and not just smoothing details. And so don't go too high with the voxel remeshing. It's easier to sculpt with a lower resolution. You can get high at the end when you do details, what we are not going to do in this tutorial. But don't go over 400, 500 voxels with something like this. Otherwise, you will have to push and pull and smooth, and it's too complicated. Stay as low poly as possible. Here, pushing and pulling around. This is just really, really basic ear. You can spend really a lot of time for ears. Because they're also characteristic to every person. It's just how the technique could be. Taking the brush tool in negative, creasing in kind of a ear form. You can look at references. Oops, there I was a little bit out of the mesh. Okay. Having a look at the real ear form. Okay, see, the lids are still too much out. Also here you have to look from every angle for having a really nice form that looks good. In every position. yeah, looks like a basic hat. From here on, you can do everything. This is wireframe, and I'm just going to show the quad mesher. I quad meshed it with 15,000. That's a lot. That's really a lot. But you can see as fast the quad mesher works in Nomad Sculpt, and the result is amazing. So yeah, that's it. It's a fast basic face, and I hope you enjoyed it and I could help you a little bit. I leave some links in the description. This was Benjamin from Telheim.